Channel 5, WMAQ TV, Chicago. Now, live from the NBC Tower, this is the Channel 5 News at 10.
1 minute, it's calm. The next, shots ring out in the parking lot of a popular Skokie restaurant. Tonight, a tragic story unfolds as police sort out the details. Good evening, I'm Nita Kwan.
And I'm Mark Sapelsa. The situation now, 3 people struck by gunfire in what witnesses call a confrontation in the parking lot. 2 are dead, one of them having turned the gun on himself. And tonight, police and witnesses say the incident has all the earmarks of a domestic dispute that spilled over into the streets. Happened outside the Great Godfrey Daniels restaurant in a neighborhood not accustomed to violence. Channel 5's Robin George is there now, joins us with a live report. Robin?
Mark, Great Godfrey Daniels is a very popular restaurant. In fact, people have continued to come and go all evening since this afternoon's tragedies. It appears the public at large was never in any immediate danger here. Police say the gunman had a specific target in mind, his estranged wife, now identified as 21-year-old Serena Laguido of Chicago. Should never have happened to her. Sweetheart. She was a sweetheart. It was an apparent domestic dispute that ended in tragedy outside Great Godfrey Daniels restaurant in Skokie. Police say a man apparently despondent over the breakup of his marriage shoots and kills his estranged wife, critically injures her companion, then turns the gun on himself.
When they got out of the car, he shot both the male companion and the woman, and then put the gun to his head and shot himself.
It all happened about 4 o'clock as the woman who worked as a waitress at the restaurant was getting dropped off at work.
Evidently, there was a little shouting before the actual shots took place, and one of the employees that was leaving the restaurant at the time was walking probably too close to the situation and saw the gun in his hand, and this fellow turned and said, "Get out of here or I'll shoot you too."
According to some restaurant employees, the gunman had actually been inside the restaurant looking for the woman, but she hadn't shown up for work yet. He then apparently waited across the street until the couple drove up and ambushed them. The woman's companion is identified as Chris Latimer of Evanston. He was shot once in the abdomen, his wound so serious he's been in surgery for hours. Both the woman and the shooter were pronounced dead. Although the brutality of the crime comes as a shock to restaurant employees, co-workers say the woman had been harassed by her ex-husband.
She has talked about it, that he's been harassing her. She used to work, I guess, across the street. And one of the girls, he just had figured it was coming. But I didn't know the extent of how bad he really was.
Police say several notes were found in Laguido's purse, notes apparently written by her ex-husband describing how depressed he was over their breakup. Reporting live from Skokie tonight, I'm Robin George, Channel 5 News.
All right, Robin, thank you.
Reckless homicide charges filed in a violent collision in suburban West Chicago. Authorities say 3 people were killed. Police say one car was attempting a left turn on Illinois Route 59 when it was struck by a car coming the opposite way. Dead are the driver of the first car, 16-year-old Alea Anderson, and her 12-year-old passenger, Heather Wilkening of West Chicago. Also killed was a passenger in the second car, Jose Rodriguez of Aurora. The driver of the second car, Ivan Morales, is charged with reckless homicide. He is in fair condition with a broken leg. The growing problem of kids killing kids took center stage this Sunday. Residents of the Avalon community gathered today to pray for the violence to stop and to remember 5-year-old Eric Morris. 7 churches of different faiths came together, making an open lot their place of worship. They say they're searching for answers, but most here agree the community has to come together to save the kids.
Tonight. It's the community that must raise up in one clear voice saying that violence must stop.
Today's prayer session was prompted by the murder of 5-year-old Eric Morris. Police say he was thrown out of a window because he refused to steal candy for 2 other boys. Those boys, a 10-year-old and an 11-year-old, are charged with his murder.
Eric's death is now the latest issue in the governor's race. During a campaign stop at a Maywood church, Democrat Dawn Clark Netsch blamed the tragedy on the breakdown of the family structure, but she didn't stop there. She singled out her opponent, Governor Jim Edgar.
It's more than the fact that the Department of Children and Family Services has been a disaster for the last 4 years under Jim Edgar. It has been total chaos.
Is she going to try to blame DCFS for this too? I mean, that is terrible to say that DCFS is responsible for the breakdown of the family structure in our society.
Edgar also accused Netsch of being soft on crime and says He's toughening criminal penalties. She argues that early education is better crime prevention. Meanwhile, a new poll shows Chicago area residents prefer to support education through higher income taxes and lower property taxes. The Sun-Times Gallup poll shows overwhelming support for the idea in both the city and suburbs, more than 60%. Dawn Clark-Netsch says the poll is an endorsement of her school funding proposal. Governor Edgar says the poll was not specifically about her plan.
It's been a day of 11th hour contract talks in hopes of averting teacher strikes in 2 school districts. Federal mediators have been on hand in both Round Lake District 116 and Crete-Manee District 201U. 5,200 students would be affected in Round Lake, where teachers haven't had a contract since July. The Crete-Manee District has an enrollment of 4,300 students, and teachers there have been working without a contract since the beginning of the school year. At this hour, still no word of progress in either school district.
The celebrating continues in Haiti, but there's much work to be done. Ahead, Aristide's first full day back in his homeland.
Also in Health Watch, we'll update you on the condition of little Dylan Loska, the 7-month-old boy who underwent a liver transplant.
There's Dylan right there. But coming up next, an emotional goodbye to the young Israeli soldier who was kidnapped and killed when commandos tried to set him free.
Hi, I'm Pat Vance, Director of Cedar Neighbors at Work in Evanston. I agree with Channel 5. The more you know about your community, the more you'll care.
This little guy has a leg up on the competition as we kick off the new model year at Aero Chevrolet. 95s are rolling in daily, and the All-Pro team is marking them down as soon as they hit the lot. Come check out the all-new redesigned 95 Chevrolet Monte Carlos, Luminas, and S10 Blazers, and take advantage of special introductory prices. The All-Pros are aiming high for 95, so stop in soon for better selection, bigger savings, and no waiting at Aero Chevrolet and Aero Chrysler Plymouth, both at 147th and Cicero.
If you could find a way to listen to what people really want and design a car around that, if you could give them the room and comfort they want and the safety they need, and build it to quality standards you've never met before, you'd have a pretty good car. But if you could do all that starting at $16,000, you'd have a genuine Chevrolet. Introducing the all-new 1995 Chevy Lumina.
Visit your local Chevy Geo dealer. Good people to know when you're looking for a car.
Your family.
You treat her good, she'll be in your corner the rest of your life.
Your friends.
You two couple of wild Indians, aren't you?
Your home.
Afraid I'm gonna have to lay claim to this here fort.
This is our house. Don't you think we ought to fight for it? Don't you recall a thing Daddy's told us?
What's worth fighting for?
I hope you know them the kids that just beat me up.
I know who they are, son.
Well, then why didn't you just give them Mama Lydia's cotton candy?
Because it looked like they hadn't been given nothing in a long time.
On November 4th, Universal Pictures proudly presents, from the acclaimed director of Fried Green Tomatoes, Elijah Wood, Kevin Costner. The War, rated PG-13, starts Friday, November 4th at theaters everywhere.
Tonight, signs that Israel and Jordan are near an agreement on a peace treaty. Israeli Prime Minister Yitzhak Rabin and Foreign Minister Shimon Peres are holding meetings with King Hussein and other Jordanian leaders. The meetings came today as the body of kidnapped Israeli soldier killed during a failed Israeli commando raid was laid to rest. Nachshon Boxman was buried in Jerusalem last night. Tens of thousands of mourners attended the funeral. Boxman was killed by his captors during a botched rescue attempt. His casket was covered by the Israeli flag, which was put into its final resting place.
Another country has staked its claim in space. India successfully launched an experimental rocket yesterday. The launch vehicle carries a satellite into orbit. The Indian government says satellite launching capabilities would make the country a better business partner for other nations. But some countries aren't seeing it that way. They think this makes India more of a military threat.
It is a new day in Haiti. Tonight, Haitians are basking in the return of democracy as President Aristide reclaims his elected office. Now Haitians are dealing with the reality of rebuilding, and it is not without some conflict. Reporter Kerry Sanders has the latest live from Port-au-Prince. Kerry?
Well, good evening, Mark and Mesita. When Haiti's military commander Jean-Claude Dupraval went to meet with Aristide at the palace today, rumors spread quickly that he had grenades and grenade launchers inside his car. The U.S. military says it knows nothing about this incident, but nonetheless the rumors have spread, and Aristide's attorney, Ira Kurzaban, here in Haiti, says he cannot rule out the possibility that this was some type of assassination attempt. In Haiti Sunday night, amid rumors of an attempted assassination on President Aristide, pro-democracy supporters took matters into their own hands, checking and in some cases attacking suspected attachés. With President Aristide's return, it was supposed to be a new day in Haiti, but many of the old rules here still apply. On the black market, money changers took whacks at each other. The price of the Haitian currency is dropping as stability returns to this country's government. In Port-au-Prince today, they crowded church, hoping to glimpse their president, Father Jean-Bertrand Aristide. The president was a no-show, but there was no disappointment, just prayers of thanks that President Aristide is back after 3 years in exile. But for Johnny Patroni, Aristide's return holds little promise. His warehouse was looted yesterday at the same time the Aristide ceremony was taking place at the presidential palace. Patroni blames Aristide because he campaigned in 1990 telling the poor they will someday be able to take what the rich have.
Aristide promised them when he was making his campaign, they can steal, they can kill, they can do anything. I don't think Aristide right now can change his people's mind because he put that in their mind.
For President Aristide, who made no public appearances today, it will be a difficult job teaching his people here that democracy means debate, discussion, but then consensus. Mark and Mesita?
All right, Kerry Sanders, thank you.
It's a sobering, if beautiful reminder of what lies ahead. Ahead, we'll tell you where they're using the S word in the weather.
Also ahead, one of the world's most famous trains, the Orient Express, brings some overdue tourist business in a country that really needs it.
And up next, the United States gets some help in the showdown with Iraq.
Soft leather, fine wood, acoustic perfection, front row seats. The experience of beautiful music has always been enhanced by a rich atmosphere. Acura. Some things are worth the price.
Who is ranked by U.S. News & World Report among the top 3 medical centers in Chicago? Who registers more than 400,000 patients every year? Who provides more health professionals for the state of Illinois than anyone else? Where is the largest medical school in the country located? The University of Illinois at Chicago Medical Center, the source of health and healing for the people of Illinois. For information, call 1-800-UIC-1002.
If you were AT&T, the old American telephone and telegraph, the biggest, most powerful company in the universe, what would you be scared of? If you were AT&T, you'd be scared of only one thing. Me, from MCI. You'd be scared I'd call your customers and show them the savings with MCI. And you'd worry that they'd really like the idea and switch to MCI. Lighten up, AT&T. Don't be so scared of me and MCI. You have millions of customers, and it's going to be years before I can get through to all of them.
The United Nations Security Council comes down hard on Saddam Hussein in a show of unity. Last night's unanimous vote orders Hussein to pull back from the Kuwaiti border or get ready to fight. NBC's Mike Macklin has the latest.
U.S. troops remain on alert in Kuwait, ready to retaliate against Iraq if Saddam Hussein's troops don't complete their withdrawal in the next few days. On Saturday night, the United Nations Security Council voted unanimously to demand that Iraq end all hostile or provocative actions against Kuwait. At the White House, President Clinton called the UN resolution an unmistakable message to Saddam.
The Security Council resolution makes clear that the international community will not allow Iraq to threaten its neighbors.
The UN resolution reinforces existing sanctions against Iraq, sanctions that have crippled Iraq's economy. And Secretary of State Warren Christopher, speaking on NBC's Meet the Press, says the U.S. forces will not wait to retaliate the next time Saddam threatens the security of Kuwait.
I think next time we'll probably not wait. We will take action, strong action against him.
Christopher's message was echoed by U.S. Ambassador to the UN, Madeleine Albright.
What we're saying to him is if they take provocative and hostile action, we are there to respond in some form or another. He has to abide by the resolutions.
Russia reluctantly signed on to the UN resolution, but contends it contains no threat of force should Iraq fail to comply. Nevertheless, UN officials insist Saddam should understand they mean business. Mike Macklin, NBC News, the White House.
As you recall, Iraq's threats resulted from Saddam's frustration with economic sanctions imposed by the UN and his refusal to honor Kuwait's sovereignty and new borders.
Tonight in our Health Watch report, encouraging news about the liver transplant of a 7-month-old boy here in Chicago. But first, remarkable news about mutant genes and heart disease. It seems a genetic mutation identified in only 38 people living in the same small Italian town could be the key to reversing heart disease. The mutation somehow keeps arteries from getting clogged with fatty deposits, even when people have high levels of bad cholesterol. And when scientists injected protein with this mutation into rabbits, it dramatically reduced the reclogging of the animal's coronary arteries.
Also in Health Watch, for the first time since 7-month-old Dylan Laska's dramatic surgery Friday, his parents talk about how he's doing. He's the boy who had just a week to live, if not for a rare type of liver transplant.
Last night I was holding his hand and talking to him, and I was saying, "Dylan, Mommy loves you." And he gave me 2 smiles, so that's what I left with last night. So I think he's doing fantastic if he could give me 2 smiles.
Dylan Laska came with his family from Cleveland last week with one last shot at life, what doctors at the University of Chicago called the second ever living liver transplant from someone who's not a relative. In a long and tedious surgery Friday, Dylan received a piece of Mark Kontorchik's liver. Mark is the husband of Dylan's babysitter, the only person the Laskas knew who was a medical match for Dylan. Dylan's dad says Mark is woozy today, but on the mend.
He saw Dylan. I wheeled him down to see Dylan today, and he was happy, you know.
Yeah.
So he
feels awfully good about himself, and he should feel on top, I'll tell you.
As for Dylan, he came here wearing the familiar orange hue of someone whose liver is failing. Today, he's out of intensive care early.
And he's getting white again, and his cheeks look pink again. I mean, this is something, and it's happening so fast.
I'm gonna get you.
A couple of other successes for Dylan. He got off oxygen tubes yesterday, 1 day early. This was his last day of antibiotics, and he may go home in 2 weeks, about half the expected time.
They're the signs of the season, beautiful to look at, and for an industry that depends on it for good business, a great way to start the ski season. More snow overnight in some of Utah's higher elevations. Dropped a nice coating on the mountains. Already there's an 18-inch base at the Alta Ski Resort where the lifts will start running in mid-November. And down the canyon at Snowbird, the resort's got a 24-inch base and will shoot for a November 19th opening date. Now, if I could ski to work every day, I wouldn't mind snow in the city.
You know, maybe we're not taking days like today serious enough.
Oh, no, I am.
Are you saying it's about... No, I'm not saying anything. I'm saying that it was a delightful day today. It was 76 for high temperature. We're down to 67. Yeah, eventually we'll see some of that snow. But right now you can see it depicted here visually by our 67, and then look out to the west. Look in the mountains. You can see a patch of blue. Those are temperatures down in the 30s. And here's that weather system that's just sitting there spinning in the Colorado Rockies. That's going to lift out and move off to the northeast. So it's not coming directly at Chicago. It's going to move off to the northeast, and we'll just get the glancing effects of it. Strong showers and thunderstorms across the Gulf Coast. That's really robbing some of the moisture from getting up toward Chicagoland. Doppler radar shows the only thing we've seen in the last few hours, just some light drizzle that's pushed through Chicagoland. You might have seen a little bit of drizzle on the windshield, and then maybe not. And you can see the trend is towards some clearing. We're actually going to see a very pretty day, I think, for the start tomorrow. And overnight tonight, we'll actually see some stars. But again, more clouds are on the way, and we will see some showers possibly tomorrow. Overnight tonight, partly cloudy conditions. Look for temperatures falling to the middle 50s, a south wind around 10 miles per hour. Tomorrow morning, get the latest weather with Roberta Gonzalez beginning at 5:30. Partly sunny conditions. Look for middle 50s, winds from the south around 10 miles per hour. Sunrise at 7:06. And then tomorrow afternoon, it looks like we have a chance of showers. And this is going to be a day that we're in and out of the clouds, periods of sunshine and a few showers around. Temperatures in the lower 70s, south winds at 10 to 15, sunset at 6:07. Now, our 5-day outlook from Channel 5. That weather system that will be tracking off to the north of us will give us a chance of some showers on Tuesday lingering into Wednesday, but I think we'll still see some peaks at the sun on Tuesday. 60s and then falling off to the middle 60s Thursday and Friday as we dry out a bit. But we do have that chance of rain, probably the best chance, Tuesday into Wednesday. Again, tomorrow's going to be a warm day with some periods of sunshine and maybe a few showers later in the afternoon.
Somebody said that you could see Mars this morning if you got up early enough and checked it out.
I was up early enough, but maybe I did see Mars, but I think it was with my eyes closed.
Dumb
and
question.
It looks good, even though your eyes were closed.
Sorry I brought it up. All right.
Thanks.
A unique vacation experience comes to Russia, which is near Mars. The legendary Orient Express is riding the rails, and as NBC's Amy Roth reports, Russia's riding the profits.
Moscow's Yaroslavsky station rarely gets a visitor like this one. Today, the king of the rails rolls into town.
We are operating the Orient Express here in Russia.
And tourists are flocking to get a seat, wanting to experience, as they say, the real Russia, all aboard the legendary train.
Thank you.
And with the help of the Swiss-Russian company Rus Rail, 103 tourists will ride the Orient Express. For the last 2 years, the company has operated 15 restored carriages from the original 1883 train. And despite a price tag upwards of $8,000 to China and back, tourists are far from complaining.
We're thrilled. It's beautiful. It's like a dream come true type of vacation.
And if it's not that for all passengers, at the very least, it will be a pleasant 9-day trip. For Lawrence Burris from Ohio, riding the famous train is a dream come true.
When I was a little boy, I wanted to be an engineer. I never made it, but this is the closest I can get.
Dinner is at 7 or 7:30.
And if you ever get this close, you'll discover Russia's vast countryside aboard one of the world's greatest trains. Amy Roth, NBC News, Moscow.
By the way, we found the facts about Mars. You can see it 2 hours before sunrise tomorrow morning.
So get up early before you go to work.
Or sleep in. Have fun.
Still ahead, a big night for an ex-Blackhawk star. Wait till you see the action on the ice. John Kelly of Sports Mix.
And later, the world of fashion hits the dog days.
It's a golden opportunity. 2 1995 gold editions from Oldsmobile. The Gold Edition Cutlass Sierra, distinctively trimmed in gold and equipped with all the standard features. And the Gold Edition Cutlass Supreme, with many golden details and equipped just the way you want it. And because these golden touches come at no extra cost, the value is solid gold. See your gallant Olds dealer now, because while the value of gold increases, these gold editions are already becoming very rare.
Right now, there's something extra in every Chicago Tribune. An Oldsmobile Cutlass Supreme, a Cutlass Sierra, an 88 LSS, even the brand new Aurora. It's all part of the Chicago Tribune Great Oldsmobile Giveaway. Your chance to win one of 7 great Oldsmobiles from the Chicago Tribune. Look for an entry blank each day and enter as often as you want. You might drive away with a brand new Olds.
Tribune, please.
Yes, sir! Why in blazes is there so much food in these Encore Andres Private? Even a hungry soldier like me can't finish all this rich, meaty lasagna! Encore's a 2-pound family-size entree, sir. Son, the Corps is the only family I got. Then here's the drill. My family will report for duty at 1800 hours, sir.
Al, about these Encore Salisbury steaks.
We'll skate over here and play 7 tomorrow.
For tasting more, it's Encore.
Menards helps you update your bathroom with style. Ions features a unique tub wall that's all one piece. Choose white or bone, just $89. This trackless tub door is available in white or bone, only $144. Medicine cabinets will enhance your walls. All stock Pace medicine cabinets are on sale. This solid oak cabinet with built-in light is just $78. Invest in your home and save at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
John Kelly now with a big day in sports, a preview of Sports Sunday.
That's it, but do you know how the Bears did? You know how they did today?
Tell us.
Very well, they didn't lose.
That's it, they didn't play either, right? Yes, the Bears enjoying the weekend off to chill out, rest up, do whatever they feel like, and maybe even check out some football on the tube. Plenty of big games to show and plenty of big talk going on. First up, the main event. Deion Sanders and ex-buddy Andre Rison duking it out. Primetime has the last laugh in this one. Meantime, the Cowboys, still the beasts of the East. They slam-dunked the Eagles today to remain on top of the division. There it is. And guess who's still undefeated? That's right, those San Diego Chargers simply running over the NFL this season. Also on Sports Sunday, Merrill Hodge talks about his love of football and his future beyond the game if, in fact, he's forced to retire. Well, tonight from the Horizon, it sounds more like a special edition of Field and Stream. More like that than a hockey game anyway. The Chicago Wolves hosting the Minnesota Moose. A tough night for the Wolves all the way around. The Moose on the loose with 3 quick goals, including 2 by Stephane Morin in the first period alone. And it was a night of firsts for Al Secord. First, he gets into a fight with the goalie. Then Secord gets his first goal of the season, netting the rebound on the power play, but the Wolves get blown out 6-1. Now, of course, what would a Sunday be without a few rounds on the links from the World Championship of Women's Golf? Beth Daniels has the putter working to perfection today, shooting a final round 65. She takes home $105,000 with a 3-shot win. On the PGA Tour, Bob Estes picks up his first win after 7 years, leads all the way, and he wins the Texas Open. Now, while baseball spins its wheels in that ugly, ugly strike, there's a new bird in Baltimore, and they call him the Vulture. Phil Regan, the Orioles' new manager, the announcement made this afternoon with Regan replacing the fired Johnny Oates. After spending years as a scout and a pitching coach and bubbles on his head, Regan ready to run the show.
The reason that I felt that when I became a manager in the major leagues, that I wanted to go with a club that could win. And I think this ball club can win. I think it can get to the playoffs. I think it can win the World Series. And I'm not talking about a plan for 3 years or 4 years or 5 years, but I think we can win next year.
We shall see. Some bad news to pass along for Duke's Chris Collins. The former Glenbrook North Star breaks his foot at Duke's very first practice. Collins possibly out 8 weeks. Finally tonight, well, sorry Cubs fans, we hate to rub salt in old wounds, but we will. It was 25 years ago today the amazing Mets won the world title. Had to do it. It's the only thing we could come up with. Sports Sunday next. We'll get it all for you. Sean Gale, I think he's here, or he should be. We'll let you know in a few minutes.
Otherwise, you're flying solo.
I've done that before.
You'll do great. Thanks. A procrastinator's paradise that Chicago harbors. If you waited until the last day to remove your boat from Lake Michigan, all you got was a wonderful opportunity to enjoy one of the most beautiful days of the season. I'll bet a few of those boat owners were tempted to go for that one last spin around the lake. All in all, a great ending to a great season as boaters took their boats and then took that ride to store them till next spring.
Still ahead, some 4-legged fashion plates, but first tonight's winning lottery numbers.
You can get the winning Illinois and Indiana State lottery numbers here every night on the Channel 5 News at 10. You just watch. The Channel 5 News, first thing weekday mornings at 5:30 and 6.
We have the latest information,
including traffic and weather. 18 weather breaks on TV each morning.
It's all hard news. It's all the latest breaking news.
Everything you need to know before you head out the door.
The Channel 5 News, first thing weekday mornings at 5:30 and 6. You just watch.
We have a lot of dreams for our family.
For years, the Haydens have had their life insurance with American Family.
Our daughter, Ashley, a new home. That's a lot of responsibility.
What's this? A fish? Very good.
I think about our future every day.
Loyalty, the mark of satisfied customers.
American Family Insurance.
Look in the white or yellow pages for an American Family agent near you.
This week at Kohl's Department Store's Best of Fall sale, you'll find the best names in denim. The best of the rugged look. The best of clothes for kids. The best of casuals to wear at work. And the best things for home. Plus 36 bonus buys Sunday and Monday only. Only at Kohl's Best of Fall sale.
They really paid attention to the details.
I just love the feeling of getting in and going.
This year, 3 times as many people as last year have bought a Mitsubishi Galant. Now there's one more excellent reason. Our 24-month lease on the 1995 Galant. Just $199 a month with only $1,000 down.
It was a lot of things. The quality, the security.
And for a limited time, the 24-month Galant lease from Mitsubishi. The new thinking in automobiles.
Now a little something to end with. The kids are set, but what's Fido going to wear for Halloween? Some nifty last-minute ideas at a costume contest for charity. Here we have the perfect American tourist. Okay, we flipped a coin. He won. I have to wear the skirt. Okay, you make the call. Which one here wants to win the contest more, her or him? The judges are still tabulating. Finally, I see London, I see France. Come over here, Rover, so they can pull up your pants.
Oh, no!
Ouch. If your pooch is watching, he'll either never watch Channel 5 again or he's under the bed until after Halloween.
Yeah, really? You got a Halloween costume? You don't dress up. Oh, no. He's one of those.
I'm going to surprise you.
Oh, okay. I can't wait.
That's it for us. Thanks for watching. Sports Sunday is next.
Have a great night and a great week. See you next weekend.
Real-time closed captioning of the Channel 5 News has been brought to you by the Chicago Automobile Trade Association and your local new car dealer.
The new Jimmy has all the strength of a GMC truck, including 50 advances in sound isolation. So it's easy to keep the outside world outside. See the all-new Jimmy at your Chicagoland and Northern Indiana GMC truck dealers.
The Channel 5 News. You just watch.
Live from the NBC Tower, this is Sports Sunday with John Kelly, Tom Scher, and Bear safety Sean Gale.
Streaming along smoothly on a 3-game win streak, the Bears enjoying the weekend off to relax, unwind, and most of all, get away from the NFL grind. Of course, not everyone could take off to the wilderness today, but that didn't stop them from doing the wild thing. Primetime having a peach of a time returning to Atlanta, lighting up Bad Moon and the Falcons like a neon Christmas tree. And if you're wondering if Art Shell's bark is worse than his bite, I suggest you keep your hands away from his mouth while he's chewing. Man, oh man, a wild day around the NFL with the exception of your Chicago Bears, of course. Sean Gale is here to join us, and you guys didn't have to play today, but I bet you didn't miss these games, huh?
Well, it's a chance to feel good physically. We didn't have to exert ourselves. And to watch the competition. There were some good games played today.
That's right. Well, because you're feeling good, we'll check out the action right now. And no, not much of a ball game to watch between the 49ers and Falcons, but we do have a little soap opera subplot for your viewing enjoyment. Yes, Deion Sanders starring in his return to Atlanta. His co-star, Mr. Andre Rison. Now, thanks to these gentlemen who play ball about as well as they flap their lips, a little bad blood can make for some good television.
Man, I really don't give a damn. Deion Sanders don't play here no more.
Man, I got number love for Andre. That's why it's so tough for me to understand the position that he may take.
And they come out of swinging a left, another left, a right. Throwing roundhouses like little kids on a playground. Come on, fellas. Can't we all get along? Sanders gets flagged and he says, hey, man, it wasn't me, it was him. And, of course, Rison says, I love you too, buddy. But it's Deion who gets the last laugh. Check it out. Jeff George fires, and prime time on time. You had to figure his return to Atlanta would be a hot one. That's why he is prime time. Sanders taunting his former teammates down the sidelines. 92 yards. Adds a little mustard there at the end. Deion and the 49ers just danced all over the Falcons, 42-3. And when it's all over, yes, they kiss and make up, but Sanders, the man will never, ever bite his lip.
Deon, hold on. Back up, fellas. I've been humble all week, Rodney.
Yes, sir.
I got one thing to say. This is my house. I built this, and this is my house. I don't care if I'm with the Falcons or not. This is my house, and this will always be my house. Now, let's continue. The fight with Andre. I tried to jam Andre early on, and he got his head down. So apparently he thought I just tried to cheap shot him. So he retaliated, and that's how the fight broke out. I mean, it's very unfortunate that two guys like us should get in a fight like that. I'm sorry. I mean, I think it's mutual. Both of us was wrong, and that's crazy. It takes away from the matchup.
Tell me about the run. Did you say anything to the bench as you were...
No. I mean, that's me. Yeah. I mean, you guys have been dealing with me for 5 years. That's me. I didn't say anything to the bench. I don't do things like that. Yeah. I was just excited about that situation and opportunity. And the crowd, I thank them. They really got me into it. Thank them. I wish we could pack them all in Candlestick next week, but we sold out every week. Okay.
Don't kid yourselves. You know he was saying something to the sidelines, but Deion says it's his house, so I guess they're going to call the Georgia Dome the Deion Dome from now on, huh? You like this guy, Stop?
Well, you know what? I think it's a matter of two competitors going at it, and I know both of the guys fairly well, and I don't think it was anything personal. It happens. It happens.
For Deion Sanders, it works, though. I mean, the man talks a big game, but he always backs it up.
He's a great athlete. The thing that separates Deion from most cornerbacks is his tremendous speed, his closing speed, and he displayed that on that interception return. So you'll be hearing about Deion and 49ers as the season progresses.
49ers have a lot of weapons, obviously, but how much of an impact can this guy make? I mean, he makes it every week, but will he help them go ahead and regain their championship quality?
I believe so. The thing about a cornerback like Deion is you can lock him up with the receiver one-on-one. And when you do that, that frees up the remaining members of the defense to do other things. And that's a tremendous help. Being a defensive back, I know what it does for a secondary when you have one guy who can really go man-to-man with anybody. And we have that in Donnell Wolford here with the Bears.
That's right. Well, I tell you what, it must have been something in the air today, huh, Sean, with more verbal bombs from Miami today. And while we already showed Rison and Sanders talking some serious smack today, that was mild compared to this afternoon's shell-shocking. Fasten your seatbelts. We begin with a wake-up call. Rocket Ismail meet Bernie Parmalee. Oh, man, that's rough, but so is this. Jeff Hostetler going at it with the head coach, giving Shell an earful, and he gives right back. Man, I'll tell you what, he says, I'm the coach, bench, you get in, you're gone, Haas. And more. Haas gets right back in his face. Shell still on fire. Now, if you read lips, you may want to turn your head. Shell barking like a junkyard dog, and I have a feeling the man got his point across. Yeah, take it easy. Oh, yeah, there was a game. Haas gets back in the saddle, fires the Tim Brown 17-10 Ratters. Then Dan Marino goes to work. He wants Keith Byers. Marino gets Keith Byers. That ties it up, and we go to overtime. In the extra period, Pete Stoyanovich ices it for the Fish. Miami wins in overtime 20-17.
So I don't think that you can single out one individual. You know, we just didn't make it happen early on, and I think it was frustrating for the entire team.
What was going on? I just asked you a question. I'm not saying anymore. Coach, your decision. You expect to start next week?
Game over.
I'm sure coaches never like to get into it with their players like that, but do you think that'll seriously have an effect on Hostetler's starting status?
I don't know. I'm sure that they'll take a look at exactly what happened between the coach and the player. That's the main thing, and keep it out of the media. They don't want it to affect the other guys on the team, so they're going to keep it between themselves and talk it out, and I'm sure it'll be fine.
Now, you used to have a head coach that didn't mind, you know, yakking it up a little bit. When Ditka would yell at some guys, did that get the players going, or was it kind of shooting them down?
Well, you know, Coach Ditka, his style was to motivate through challenging the players, and some players responded well to that, but in this era, I'm not sure what's going to happen when coaches take that approach. As far as what works, I'll leave that up to the head coaches and see what they decide.
All righty. Well, lots ahead on Sports Sunday, including the still undefeated Chargers and the Cowboys gun down the Eagles.
Aikman makes the man wide open at Dalvin Harper. The pump fake got him.
Sports Sunday is brought to you in part by your local Ford dealer.
That's what it's like inside the all-new 1995 Ford Windstar. The all-new Ford Windstar drives so quietly, you'll think you're in a library. It's got more room, a lower step in height, and a smoother ride than any other minivan. Plus, dual airbags, side impact protection, anti-lock brakes, and Ford's 24-hour roadside assistance. All standard. Test drive the all-new Windstar at your local Ford dealer today, where quality breeds success.
With all the junk that comes in the mail these days, it's important not to overlook something really special. Your pre-approved Discover Card application. Just sign it and return it. There's no annual fee. And you can get an 8.9% rate until May 1995 on transferred balances. So you can buy something you've always wanted. Watch your mail or call 1-800-DISCOVER. It pays to discover.
New car, huh?
Yeah.
Nothing's too good for it, right?
Right.
So that's why you're going to Jiffy Lube, right?
Jiffy Lube?
Yeah. Jiffy Lube meets all the requirements of your warranty. Everything's valid, just like the dealer. But there's one big difference.
What's that?
You don't need an appointment.
Hey!
Jiffy Lube, America's favorite oil change. For new cars, too.
Do you need a used car? Because El Piemonte Ford is such a large new car dealer in volume, we take in so many used cars that you have a great selection to choose from. We have all types of used cars and trucks in stock, starting from $300 all the way up to maybe $20,000, depending on what your needs are. And if you've had a problem with credit or you're not sure of exactly what you need, come on in and see us. We'll be glad to help you, and we stand behind every used car we sell. Only at El Piemonte Ford in Melrose Park.
Welcome back to Sports Sunday. Week 7 around the NFL, providing a big shootout down in Big D. Bragging rights on the line deep in the heart of Texas. And it's the boys from Dallas proving they're the real men in the NFC East. Taking on Philadelphia today, it looks like this. Randall Cunningham off to a quick start. The great fake in the middle fools everybody, and he floats it to Herschel Walker. He will score. 7-0 Philly. Then the in-your-face award goes to Alvin Harper, taking a bite out of turf. Harper's reward? Yeah, a couple of stitches. Emmitt Smith, another large afternoon. He goes over 100 yards and then goes over the top. That ties the game at 7. Now, for those curious about Harper's beat-up face, he's doing just fine, thank you. Wide open from Aikman. Alvin Harper feeling no pain. Dunked you very much here. Dallas has beaten the Eagles 5 straight. Today's final, 24-13.
We stalled bad. I mean, we went 3 and out a couple of times. We were walking off, and I was kind of scared to look at the defense because I said, boy, pretty soon they're going to jump down our throats. You know, because the defense, they'll be cool one time, but okay, don't worry about it, guys. They're tapping you on the ass. Don't worry about it. We'll get it. Second time, we're going to get it. We're going to get it. Third time. Come on now, y'all. Get this going.
Hey, believe it or not, lightning does strike again. San Diego still undefeated, and the Natron bomb goes off. Natron means 120 yards, 3 touchdowns. He's been off it. And awesome. Speaking of awesome, check out the tattoo shot here.
3rd down and 8. Over a shot is ruled into play.
Man, Lonnie Young jacks Quinn early. Now 6-0 for the Chargers. They haven't lost the game, beating the Saints 36-22. For the Rams, Chris Miller leading the way. Pair of touchdown passes. Troy Drayton on this one, and the Rams win it 17-10. Now the day's weirdest play from RFK late in the 4th. Steve Berline fires for the tie, but the Skins come up with it. Alan Grant strips it. Tell you what, can we see that replay? Yeah, thanks. Check it out again here. Berline to Ricky Prohl. Is that a touchdown or an INT? The men in stripes say touchdown. That ties it up. We go into overtime. Todd Peterson comes on to win it, and the Cards take it 19-16 in OT. It's party time. Next, Marv Levy makes a threat to his Bills. Yeah, I think we all remember this one, don't you?
And it must have worked because the Bills looked great on that first.
Go Bills, for we are here to cheer for you. Yeah, how can you forget it? Against the Colts, Jim Harbaugh on the money, hits Kerry Cash. Harbaugh 18 of 22, 2 scores. Buffalo loses 27-17, which unfortunately means more of this. Come on, let's win for Buffalo. Oh, God. Moving along, somebody save us. The Pats at the Jets. Boomer Esiason to Johnny Mitchell. The Jets take it 24-17. And finally, the day's slickest trick from the Bungles on the fake field goal. No kick. The pitch out to Jeff Cothran. He rumbles 7 yards. He goes in for the score, but who cares? Cincinnati can't beat anybody. The Steelers win it 14-zip. Recapping Week 7, San Francisco all over Atlanta. The Niners on top in the NFC West. Dallas improves to 5-1, knocking off Philly. The Rams hand the Giants their third straight loss. Arizona over Washington. The Lightning Bolts still the league's only undefeated. The Colts shock Buffalo and its singing head coach. The Jets go over the 500 mark today. Miami gets a game-winning field goal in overtime. And finally, those brutal Bengals still winless at 0-6. Sean, I want your words on these Chargers. Can they be beaten this year? Are they going undefeated?
Well, they've shown that I guess they're for real. It's just a matter of how far can they keep that emotion going. That's one thing about having a team that hasn't had a chance to be there yet. The first taste of it, they ride high, but we'll see. We'll have to take a look.
All right, this next week, you guys go out to Detroit. Going to guarantee a victory for us or something, huh? Spice it up here.
All I can say is that we will put forth a tremendous effort and leave it at that.
Thank you very much,
Is that politically
Sean.
correct?
Yeah, it's politically correct and boring.
I want to say this, though. Being here in Chicago is great, dealing with you guys, but the tremendous thing is that when you have a bye week, you don't get the you get a chance to see how the city misses the Bears. And I had a chance to meet 3 young fans today who are fantastic. I'm talking about Christina, Justin, Christina, Jane, and Lucian. These 3 young fans were unbelievable. I spoke with them earlier, and they were behind us. And with support like that, I'm not going to guarantee a victory, but I will tell you, it's going to be a tremendous game to watch.
There you have it. I still want the guarantee. Up next on Sports Sunday, details on the Bears Day. But first, the latest on fullback Merrill Hodge.
While all Earth's creatures have the innate ability to communicate, only one has the ability to advance its communications. And that's where we come in. Ameritech, your link to better communication.
You say you're looking for a small car? Accept nothing but the best. Ford Escort is the best-selling small car in America 12 years running, and your local Ford dealer is out to win again with the hot new Escort Sport for $95. Special wheels, a racy new spoiler, AM/FM cassette, rear defrost, and with special savings of $1,000, it's thousands less than the imports. Ford Escort Sport, nothing but the best, and only at your local Ford dealer, where quality breeds success.
Business is so good, people are chasing you down the street, waving their money. You think you've got it licked. Then one day, along comes your competition with a high-speed data link between R&D and production. And their new technology puts a double whammy on your business. Suddenly your sales take a dip. It's time to get into the passing lane on the information highway. Call us.
Accurate, to the point, easy to understand. Andy, Roberta, and Brant, Chicago's best storm watchers, only on the Channel 5 News. You just watch.
As far as his football future goes, the latest medical report on Merrill Hodge not sounding very promising at this point. He suffered a couple of concussions so far this year and has yet to fully recover. The Bears fullback has seen several doctors about his condition, most recently in Pittsburgh, and broadcast reports say Hodge will retire soon, possibly making the announcement tomorrow.
I don't play the game for you. I don't play it for my family. I don't play it when I was here for the Steelers. I don't play it for the Bears. I play because I love the game. I love the competition. I love to try to get as good as I can be and be as best as I can be. And that's why I play. And I don't play it for the money. And I had never played it for the money, and I won't play it for the money. Like I won't quit for the money. So I'm going to play it because I love it, and I want to be better at it. I want to be the best at it, and I want to win a championship. I've played 8 years, and I've made a lot of money, and I've saved my money. And I have insurance, and I have this year. And what people often forget about is I have, well, is a half a brain right now, but I do have things I can go do after, and things that I'm going to be excited about doing after. And I have other talents and other skills and other loves and other desires, and I'm going to make more money, and I'm going to have another job, and I'm going to live life, you know, after football. You know, it's not going to be, oh, poor Merrill. It's going to be, hey, you know, we just, as Chuck says, you know, get on through life's work, and if that's the case, that's the case.
Sean, sounds like the guy's ready to hang him up, but that's a tough decision to make. I mean, it's been so much part of his life than just to walk away from it.
Well, when you really think about it, it's not that difficult of a decision because we're talking about, you know, your health. And Merle's a smart guy. And he realizes that if the doctors say he can play, that he may go ahead and do that. But if there's any question about his, you know, physical capacity by playing, then I'm sure he'll step back. And we have to make sure that we're not selfish about this whole situation, saying that we're missing a good player or someone to watch on Sunday. I mean, his health is first priority.
Well, now you can relate to that. I mean, a couple of years ago, you had a scary neck injury. What went through your mind as you decided football or no football?
Well, I'm pretty sure the same thing that Merle's thinking about. I had to wait for a doctor's opinion to tell me that I couldn't play, which I never received. That's why I continued to play. But if he's being told by some doctor that maybe it's time to take a step back, then he should really do that because, you know, life is short enough. Why not take a look at the second career?
Absolutely. We wish him well, whatever he decides to do. Well, we've covered the rest of the league, like an expensive Armani suit, the kind that Sean usually wears. But what about the Bears? Tom Scher takes a look at the off day and has a look at the week gone by.
The NFL has had bye weeks for a few years now, so there's nothing really new about this. But there's always the question of timing. The team has 3 wins in a row, but it also has some injuries to heal. So is the timing good or bad for this bye week?
I think it's a good situation for us. This gives us a chance to get Andy Heck healed up, get Eric another week of rest, and you know, kind of gives us that last push before we go in the last 10 games of the regular season.
While some of the injuries may end with time to heal, some of the questions may not. Like the quarterback question, though it's not a major issue inside the Bears camp.
If you guys start that then you want me to respond to it. So that's your side of it, I guess, but I don't necessarily see it that way. But, you know, around here, there's no question, so that's something you guys kind of keep rolling along.
Steve's hands are a little bit rougher. He's got calluses on top of the hand, and Eric's is a little bit softer. He uses baby lotion, and that's really the main difference for me.
So the Bears have a rare weekend off in the middle of the football season, which means there's a big question surrounding this team. No, not the quarterback deal or any of that. Just what do you do when you have a big break?
Tony Wise goes out and mows the backyard.
Please.
Mows the backyard, takes one of my nice seats and sits out there with a nice cigar and sits and looks at the leaves and the fall colors and relaxes. I don't want to hear any whistles, any officials or any commentators talking about how the offensive line should have done this or done that.
I'm going to Ohio this weekend to visit my family, so it'll be a good time to relax and just be around the family.
I'll probably get as much rest as I possibly can, but knowing me, I'll probably be out hard at work doing something.
You'd like to be couch potato Chris, but you won't, huh?
Unfortunately, there are too many things to be done.
This weekend I'm going back to Syracuse, a couple days of duck hunting, and come back Sunday night, so it'll be good relaxing for me.
I don't know. I'll probably have to have my wife tell me what to do. You know, I'm used to people telling me what to do and having an itinerary.
Get on a Soldier Field and just hang out.
I doubt it.
Well, here's hoping they enjoyed the time off, because there's a little work yet to come. In Lake Forest, Tom Scher, Channel 5 Sports.
And Sean, of course, spent the day preparing, studying, gearing up for this show, correct?
No.
No.
Just to be with you.
Just to hang out with me. You went over to Soldier Field, just kind of maybe mow the grass over there and replant it or something?
Resod the field. That's what I had to do.
You're a good man. Well, we'll see that in a couple of weeks. Detroit next. Still won't guarantee that victory for me, will you? Well, up next, this week's edition of Prep Watch and a June swoon down in Atlanta.
Not too much you can say after that. I mean, we just gave them two touchdowns on offense. And, really not too much you can say. Just gave it away.
Prep Watch is brought to you in part by Carex Muffler and Brake.
Do you hear those funny noises every time you hit the brake? Don't worry, call the Carex man.
But every time I stopped, it made a really high-pitched noise.
Fixing only what needs fixing, doing only what it takes. Don't worry, call the Carex man.
I was told what was wrong, and that's what was fixed, and that was it. I could trust him, and I would definitely go back to Carex.
Rattle, rattle, thunder, clatter, boom, boom, boom. Don't worry, call the CarX man.
When a hockey player scores 3 goals in a game, it's customary for the fans to throw hats on the rink. When a player for the new Chicago Wolves scores 3 goals in a game, somehow hats just don't cut it.
The Kalamazoo Wings are here on Wednesday, October 19th. For tickets, call 559-1212. The Chicago Wolves, these guys are animals.
Your Ford dealers have 5 of the 10 top-selling vehicles in America, and each one is #1 in its class. So how do you get to be #1? You deliver the best in quality, in safety, in features, in value and fun. Your Ford dealer delivers the new Ford Windstar, setting new standards for minivans, and Ford Contour, engineered with the best technology from around the world, designed with the same commitment to satisfaction we put in every new Ford. That's why you have made Ford and your local Ford dealer #1.
Channel 5's year-long theme is the more you know about the community, the more you'll care. Hi, I'm Allison Rosati. Join me on Sunday, November 13th at Vision 94, a fashion and entertainment extravaganza benefiting the Ronald McDonald House near Weiler Children's Hospital. Ronald McDonald Houses carry on the tradition of providing a home away from home for families of seriously ill children being treated at nearby hospitals. For information, call 708-206-3755.
Tell you what, if you haven't figured it out by now, Sports Sunday, the place to be for your weekly fix of high school highlights. Time now to check out the prep scene. Here's the watch. We open under the lights from Marion Catholic, where the Hilltoppers of Joliet Catholic go airborne early. Rolling right, Tom Weisick finds Courtney Fox behind the defense and down the sideline for 6. On the road, the Hilltoppers continue their first quarter outburst as Mike Van Tassel gets outside. You know there's no way anyone's going to keep this junior from pay dirt. He goes 57 yards. But Marion Catholic was riding a 5-game winning streak and regroups in the second half.
Set up screen. There's Bill Murray. He's got bodies in front of him. Gets the block at the 10-5. Touchdown, Bill Murray.
The Spartans complete the comeback and put things away when Mark Brocksterman hits a wide-open Jason Taylor. 45 yards later, it's Marion Catholic clinching the league title 26-14. A share of the Catholic North title on the line when Mount Carmel's William Reed blocks the punt and tracks it down, helping the Caravan top Royal to 14-7. Next up, we go to Palatine as Mike Burton breaks outside and opens the scoring against Wheeling. With the Mid-Suburban title on the line, the Pirates extend their lead, thanks again to Mr. Burton.
Up the middle, Burton scampers in the end zone. Touchdown, Pirates.
Lee, that may have been the nail in the coffin right there.
But then again, maybe not. Marching right down the field, Wheeling Steve Schalk powers in and dives over, cutting the lead to 2 with 3 minutes left. Then behind the urging of a rowdy Wildcat crowd, Wheeling gets the ball back and takes control.
Off the Schalk, up the middle, and Schalk is going to have a touchdown.
Wheeling completes the comeback 33-27. Now for big individual efforts, New Trier's Dave McClamrock was the man this weekend. Breaking tackles his 30-yard effort, one of 4 scores on the night. The Trevian Time Bomb continues his amazing night, carrying 13 times for 208 yards, helping New Trier run away from Niles West 42-26. Yes, it sounds like it, but no, it's not the Saints. It's the Dukes of York winning a defensive battle over Proviso West 9-7. Moving on, how about some homecoming action from Lane Tech as the Indians take it to Steinmetz. Getting outside, Curtis Beals runs Lane Tech to victory 42-6. Moving to soccer, we give you the battle of East versus South. Striking first, East's Morgan Bridge comes in on the right and fires it home for the opening score. Then with the score tied at 2 and a minute 39 left in the game, Ryan Paulson takes over. Cutting through 2 defenders, Ryan shows he's a star as he uses the left foot and the right goalpost, giving Rich South the 3-2 winner. Finally tonight, we fly into Sandburg as the Eagles sail over Argo. Sorry, pal, we're cutting you off. But Sandburg still sails on 7-0. Didn't we hear that guy during the World Cup? Anyway, finally, you be the judge. Do you think Falcons head coach June Jones was a little down after his team was crushed today by the 49ers?
myself. I'm embarrassed for the team. I'm embarrassed for the city, because I thought we were over that, but obviously we're not. You know, really not too much you can say. Just gave it away.
I think a man's got to loosen up a little bit. It's just football, right?
That's all it is, just football.
But, as you said earlier, maybe some jobs on the line. I mean, everybody's fighting and scrapping to keep employed.
It's a tough life out there being a head coach in the NFL. Anything can happen. One day you got a job, next day you're searching.
Do we expect to see Sean Gale when his playing days are done coaching?
Never.
Never.
Never. It's not for me.
Just relaxing, looking good, and doing shows like this. He's Sean Gale. I'm John Kelly. That's it on Sports Sunday. We'll see you again next week.